Alright, here in box 2 we're going to write down the steps and solve a problem. The steps are very simple. The first thing we're going to do is set the equations equal to each other. Now copy this down in box 2. Remember, if I'm going too fast, just pause it, rewind, whatever you need to do. The second step is to solve the equation for x. So you're going to solve the equation for x. And then substitute whatever you found x to be into an equation to find y. And remember, it doesn't have to be x and y, but it will be for the problems we do today. Those are the 3 steps. So let's try a problem. Remember, pause it if you need to copy those steps. So I'll copy this problem down in box 2. We have y equals negative 7x plus 13, and y equals negative 8x minus 14. Those are our 2 equations in our system of equations because we have 2 equations and they have the same unknowns, x and y. So step 1, we're just going to set these 2 equations equal to each other. We've talked about this before. Since both equations are equal to y, that means they're also equal to each other. So I'm going to write negative 7x plus 13. That equals negative 8x minus 14. So all I did is I dropped off the y's and set those equations equal to each other. Now it's a simple equation with variables on both sides. We've done this a million times. Let's get rid of one of the variables off one of the sides first. So let's do plus 8x on both sides. That will get rid of this. So those 2 cancel. And over here I'm going to do negative 7 plus 8. Those are different signs, so I subtract. I get 1. I get 1x. So I get 1x plus 13 equals negative 14. Now, it's a 2-step equation, so I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides. And the 13's cancel. So I get 1x equals, this is negative 14 plus negative 13. Those are the same, so I'm going to add them. And they're both negatives. When you add negatives, they stay negative. So negative 27. Now you're going to divide by 1. So x equals negative 27. Alright, so now we found x. Our next step, that was step 2. Now we're going to do step 3. We're going to plug in x into one of those equations up there, and we're going to solve it and figure out what y is. You can pick either equation. You can pick the top one or the bottom one, whichever one you think is easier. In this case, it doesn't really seem to make a difference just from looking. So I'm just going to pick this top equation right here. So I'm going to take this x out and put in my negative 27. Alright, so let's do that. We put y equals negative 7. Now instead of the x right here, I'm going to put the negative 27 I found and in for x. Plus 13. Now this numbers are a little bigger than we usually use, but we do 7 times 27. So negative 7 times negative 27. And negative times a negative is a positive. And 7 times 27 will be 189 plus 13. When we add that up, we get y equals 202. So x is negative 27 and y is 202. We can write that final answer as an ordered pair. Negative 27, the x always goes first, the y always goes second. So make sure you copy this down in box 2. Pause it, rewind it, whatever you need to do. If you need to, rewind to listen to anything that I said again or watch it again, go ahead. I'm going to show you another example. So when you finish with box 2, press continue at the bottom of the page.